Let's get to the late night drama that Joe just mentioned in Washington. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy holding the floor for 8 hours and a half, delaying the vote on the president's social spending plan. And Ilan Moy joins us with the latest. Did you watch all 8 hours?
No. Did you?
I can't say that I watched all 8 hours, Andrew, but I did watch a good portion of it. And now, after those 8.5 hours, Democrats are finally hoping to pass their social spending package in the House once lawmakers reconvene at 8 a.m. after pulling that all-nighter. GOP leader Kevin McCarthy did set a record for the longest speech ever delivered on the House floor. He started at around 8:30 p.m. and wrapped up less than an hour ago. Now, technically, members are only allowed 1 minute of debate, but
minute I've ever given.
They want.
It's the longest 1 minute ever given in this body. There's a reason why. This is a tipping point. This is a point of not coming back from. The American people have spoken, but unfortunately, Madam Speaker, the Democrats have not listened.
Now, Democrats have struggled for months to unify their caucus around this bill. Moderates were holding out for a CBO score, which was finally released yesterday. Now, it found that the package would add $367 billion to the deficit over the next decade. But that projection does not include any additional money from enhanced IRS enforcement. The CBO predicted that would raise another $127 billion on net. But the White House argues the number is more like $400 billion, which would mean that the package actually more than pays for itself. Now, moderate Democrats are split on the social spending bill. That was enough to win over Representative Stephanie Murphy. Last night, she called the bill fiscally disciplined, but Democrats lost at least one member, Representative Jared Golden, who said he plans to vote against this package because the increase in the cap on state and local tax deductions is a big benefit for millionaires. Now, remember, this vote in the House was supposed to be the easy one. There are even bigger hurdles and potentially more long floor speeches waiting ahead for Democrats when this bill reaches the Senate. Guys.
The drama. So, in terms of just timing and what comes next, how does this work?
Yeah, so they are going to come back into session at 8 a.m. They will have to take, I believe, a procedural vote still before they get to that final vote on the package. But once it passes the House, it'll go over to the Senate. There we know that Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, they have concerns. Progressive Democrats also have concerns with that SALT provision. So we know that there are going to be changes. And once they make changes in the Senate, it'll have to go back to the House for another vote. So right now they are hoping to get this passed by Christmas, but we'll see.
I have one other question. How often or how right or wrong typically is the CBO? Has anybody ever done a look back to see what the projections that the CBO has historically made and where they've ultimately landed, oftentimes 5, 10 years later?
You know, I don't know the answer to that question, Andrew. I know there obviously were a lot of concerns that the CBO was miscalculating how many people would sign up for health care under the Affordable Care Act. That was a big point of contention for Democrats. I think that this piece, though, that is in contention now around the CBO score and the IRS enforcement, that has been known for a long time that discrepancy was coming. There are big debates amongst economists about how much money you can actually raise from increased IRS enforcement. And I think it's really just an open question because we haven't seen that level of investment in the IRS. It hasn't had the resources to do this before. So we're really trying to project something that has not happened before in history. And so we'll have to see how it plays out. And if CBO will have to readjust some of the baselines in their model in order to, to keep up with what the reality of those investments might be able to net.